Let's make a lighter using a glass bottle. Most DIY lighters usually use yellow or red ones. Basically, they just look different on the outside. The core structure is pretty much the same, and they're mostly fuel-based. After all, no need to handle pressure, so making the container is much easier. This one is also fuel-based, but I plan to try a gas version later. I want to see the fuel level at a glance, so I chose glass for that, and made 2 holders for the glass bottles. There are 2 brackets in total. Each one fits a glass bottle. The 2 bottles are connected together, so the fuel can flow between them. The top and bottom plates are 1mm brass, cut with a laser. This forms the main frame of the lighter. The rest of the parts go on top. 2 holes are drilled at the bottom to fix the glass bottles in place. There's a main hole on top for the wick to pass through. There's also a middle hole for mounting the flint wheel structure. The container's side wall is formed from 4mm thick brass. Top and bottom plates are 1mm each. That makes 2mm total, plus the 4mm side wall. Total thickness is 6mm. After tightening the center bolt, I polished the inside structure and left it as is. Turns out it looks more unique this way, and quite nice. Then I made a custom fastening screw. It needs to grip the glass bottle perfectly. Apply solder paste throughout. The container must be fully sealed, otherwise fuel leaks like wetting your pants, and that's no fun. Align it and tighten the screw at the glass holder joints. Apply solder as well. Keep the heat controlled, or the brass will discolor. Once the solder flows evenly, you can move to the next step. Next, for the glass bottle mounts, use 0.5mm material for the fittings. I should explain this first. The glass bottles already have threads. I first tried using them directly, but it didn't work. For one, the pitch is 1.7mm, too large. And more importantly, glass and metal threads together break very easily. Glass threads aren't precise. Contact area is very small, so I made a custom adapter instead. First turn it to size on a lathe, then refine it with a sinew. Cut the threads. After the rough piece is done, make 2 fixing parts. Test if the threads fit. Perfect match. Continue machining. Enlarge the center hole to bottle size. Note: excluding the glass thread part. No need to keep all threads. Just remove a few millimeters. Make 2 identical holders. This is roughly how it looks assembled. Next, process the glass bottles. They are like common perfume atomizers. 14mm in diameter, 55mm in height. Very compact. Slowly grind off the threads on a lathe. Safer for the machine, apply UV glue. Insert the threaded ring. Cure it under UV light for minutes. It bonds firmly into one piece. Now make another part. The lanyard and crystal holder. Basically, a long threaded rod with a hole drilled inside. It runs through the center, placed between the 2 bottles. Make the top slightly thicker for threading and the flint wheel groove. Cut internal threads at the bottom. For the brass pointed screw, do some initial processing. Then cut the rod to length. Cut 6mm diameter threads with a fine 0.5mm pitch. The top and bottom plates also get the same thread spec. The wick outlet front is threaded too. Cut off the excess from the rod end. Then drill a through hole. Off camera, I also made a washer to raise it by 1mm so the threads bite tighter. This is how it looks assembled. Align and apply glue. Seal it in place. Then cut a locating slot. Drill a crosspin hole. No threading needed here. Fix it with UV glue so it can still be removed. Very convenient. Next is the nozzle. It can hold a wind guard. The structure is simple, just a cone and a thread section, plus a center hole. After turning, leave a little margin. Clamp it on the CNC lathe with a spring. Use M 6 times 0.5 threads. Finish it and cut it off. Next is the wind guard, also called a diffuser. Enlarge the center hole. Then machine it on the mill. Cut a wide slot on one side for the flint wheel. This allows airflow. For better symmetry, cut several fine grooves on the other side. Polish inside and outside. Then add a short thread here for the cap to screw on. No need to go deep. A few millimeters is enough. After that, cut it off. Next, make the cap. Widen the center hole so the wick passes through easily. The cap wall should fit the guard tightly. Turn a shoulder to locate the threads. Leave space for a rubber gasket. Add knurling on top, so it's easier to grip and twist This step is quite precise. Once the cap is done, cut it off. Then clean up the other end. Put it back on the CNC lathe. Cut the final threads. CNC machines make it easy. Any diameter or thread you want. Just adjust the settings. Cut rubber gaskets and leather by laser. This machine handles cutting and engraving well. It can process many materials. I'll explain more later. Now it's time for final assembly. First, install the nozzle and diffuser. Apply glue to the threads. Add a washer at the bottom. Then install the flint wheel and pin. Apply a bit of glue to secure it. On the other side, install the flint, extension rod and spring. Tighten with a screw. Test if it can spark. Looks good. Then add the pre-cut oil-resistant gasket. Tighten the cap. Install 2 rings at the bottom to hold the glass bottles. Insert the wick through the hole. Screw on the glass bottles. Don't add fuel yet. First, make the leather base. Honestly, I've never worked with leather. Sewing socks is fine, but leather needs testing. Apply special glue. Bond the leather edges firmly. Got some angled stitching thread. Sew it in a cross pattern. Pull the thread tight. Secure the ends with heat. The bottom leather cover is done. Glue the pre-cut leather to the base. Ideally, it should be stitched, but I'm not a leather expert. The glue is strong enough. It works fine. Finally, attach the ring and chain so the cap won't get lost. The main body is basically done. Filling fuel is simple. Just unscrew, fill fuel, and tighten it back. In theory, the second tank can hold a spare wick. We'll try that later. Since both tanks are connected, just flip and shake it when using. Tighten the second glass bottle, and the lighter is complete. Finally, put on the leather cover. It mainly protects the bottom, good against minor bumps, but if dropped from high up, it won't survive. Still fine for daily use, and it feels and looks better for a lighter. The key is that it lights. I tested it. Works perfectly. So how do you like the final result? The whole process went smoothly, and it feels really satisfying. As for this leather case, it feels quite nice. All right, that's it for today. If you enjoyed it, please give a like. It won't cost you anything. See you next time. Bye.